The 1950s and 1960s were the days of the hula hoop and the birth of rock and roll. There are some people, of course, who still remember those times, and one just can't help but remember. She's created a tribute to the 50s and 60s right inside her home. And tonight, our John Last takes us there in this edition of The Last Word.
Every day I come to work, I pass by this old television set that's on display in our lobby. It says here it's from the 1950s. I've been invited to a place where this TV would fit in very nicely.
This is the dining room inside Kay Adams' home on Erie's west side. You walk in and you go back in time and see what it was like at a swinging soda shop during the 50s and 60s. You can sit down at a booth and pretend you are with the gang from Happy Days. There's a working jukebox that plays records by artists such as the Four Seasons, Fats Domino, the Supremes, and the Crests.
16 candles. Here's a drifter's here too. Make a lovely night. Is that my shit?
Kay is 86 years old and was a teenager in the 50s. She later owned many restaurants in the region, including a drive-in in Meadville called Sherry's that featured car hops on roller skates. She moved into this house 8 years ago and decided this dining room would be perfect to pay tribute to the 50s and 60s.
I feel fantastic about it, but I'm thinking to myself, my neighbors don't even know this is here, you know? Nobody does.
Elvis Presley is featured prominently in the room. Here's the king shaking his hips. Here's a musical Elvis lamp. The room pays tribute to poodle skirts, Betty Boop, and movie stars of the day, including the most influential of them all back then, Jimmy Dean, James Dean.
James Dean was probably one of the iconic figures.
He was amazing.
Photographs are everywhere. Here's the Drifters. Kay was invited to dance on stage with that group during a concert in the 60s. Also, Kay did not forget about the most recognizable automobiles of the era. That includes this 1957 Chevy. However, Kay's favorite car on display was from another decade. It was owned by Kay and her late husband. It's this 1972 Ford Torino that shot flames from its dual exhausts.
We had a lot of fun with that. It was illegal, but we had fun.
Wow, look at this room. People had a lot of fun 60 and 70 years ago. Just ask Kay.
It's been a good life, that's all I can say. It's been a good life.
Thanks for taking me back to a trip to the 50s and 60s, Kay.
Well, you're welcome. It was fun.
Let's go get a milkshake.
Let's go.
With the last word in Erie, John Last, Erie News Now.
What a fun story. Now, Kay used to own and operate a restaurant in Erie called the Golden Nugget. She also operated pizza shops in Cambridge Springs and Edinburgh called Katie's Pizza. She says her favorite artist of all time, the Four Seasons. And they were fantastic.